I have to confess one thing. I'm a criminal. I've been criminal all my life. I was scrolling down my mobile and I read this post from a fashion blogger. She wrote, "Not to prime is a crime." That makes me a criminal all my life. I'm not experienced with this whole comedian thing, right? So I wrote to my professor friend who is a professor in theater, and I said, well, can you give me some advice on how to be funny? And then he wrote to me, he said, the looks aren't everything, although you have a born advantage. I knew I looked funny, but the thing is when I open my mouth, I'm not funny anymore. I sound like your mother. And mothers, although they are funny, but you're not supposed to laugh at them. My mother, she's very funny. She always called me my little ash pumpkin. And I thought ash pumpkin is just kind of cute pumpkin. Maybe it's more pale so that you call it ash pumpkin, but later I realized what is ash pumpkin. It looked like a very ugly watermelon that tastes like zucchini. Yeah, I really regret finding it out when I was 19 years old, Googling what is ash pumpkin. I really had nothing better to do. My mom was a dancer when she was very young. Ever since she was like 14, she started professionally dancing like a ballet dancer. And she thought I would also be a good dancer, although obviously I won't be a good actress for the look, right? I look like a pumpkin. So she sent me to dance school. After the first class of the dance school when I was 7 years old, the professor told her to not bring me back ever again. Because the professor said, you know, she's really not made for this. She has a huge head and wide hips. So I knew that I'm not made for this. Although I know that I'm not gonna be a good actress or dancer, it never bothered me. Even that maybe I look like a pumpkin, but it's okay because I don't see it. In my home growing up, I never had a single mirror anywhere. Because my mom thought if I had a mirror, I would be consumed by my own image. Like when she was young. Like she was always staring into the mirror as a little kid and taught herself how to dance to the radio in front of a mirror. But the thing is, Mom, I don't want to be a vegetarian. Growing up in the communist China, the looks are the least thing you'd concern on the list of other things to worry about, like a job, education, and food. And we even have a way of saying, we say you can't eat your looks. Means that you better work hard and with real ability and capacity, you get a good job and feed yourself and your family. So I listened to that. I went to college. I went to one of the best college in the country, studying to be a film producer. And later I realized to be a film producer as a young 20-year-old is the worst thing can happen to any new, let's say, entry-level profession, because you just be the lowest of, you clean the toilet of the whole crew because they don't trust you with anything serious, especially a $1 million production. And I thought, look at those people with wrinkles on their face. That's what gets their good job. And one day I will have proudly wrinkles on my face and I'll also get well paid and get a good job. And now I'm over 30 years old and I just realized one thing. It doesn't apply to women. Ever since I live outside of China, I really completely ignore how I look at all. And I guess people also do that. I'll show you one example. Just last year, I was in this venture event. It's basically a large conference where a lot of startup entrepreneurs will come in front of thousands of people to pitch their projects. And I was there, I was top 10 along with another girl from Thailand. We're like the only top 10 female solopreneur who didn't come with a large team. So let's say we were quite proud of how we've made it so far, and we were like very excited. We kind of supported each other, and we walked into the stage and I pitched right after her. She did a good job. I think I also nailed it. And then after, there's so many people coming to us, and one person said, wow, I love your project. I was like, yeah, thank you very much. And then he was like, do you also sell coconut oil? And I was like, excuse me, what? And then he's like, well, don't you sell coconut sugar? I was like, sugar? Me? Sugar? You know that sugar and salt kill more people than all the wars combined. And he's like, oh, I didn't know, but wait, you're not the person who sells coconut. Ah, it's just the other Asian girl. I was totally shocked because the other Asian girl, she wears Jimmy Choo's, I wear boots. And she wears like, you know, colored hair with nicely scented, nicely brushed, nicely curled, and I just like barely broomed my hair at all. I just like put a ponytail and that's it. And she wear like really expensive dresses and I wear pants. And people still confuse me with her. Really, I really don't need to wear makeup. I don't need to brush my hair. I don't need to wear nothing. I mean, as long as I wear something that I'm like covered and I don't get arrested by the police, it's the same. Whatever I do, the look really is nothing at all. That's why I don't wear makeup.